Hi guys, welcome back to Broken Silence. I'm Sanyya Gardez. The discussion started with lack of Asians in mainstream music, but now we've kind of deviated and it's just lack of Asians in mainstream, period. Joining me on the panel is Raj the Hitman Hundal and Z from UrbanVibesTV.com. Guys, isn't it a known fact if you're an Asian person, and you know what? I know what the answer is going to be. You guys are going to say no, but I know that the answer actually is yes. We like to hate on each other. We like to bring each other down. If somebody is remotely successful and you're not, you're like, I'm going to bring them down. And the best person to answer that is Ankar. Ankar, you've been a victim of that, right?
Yeah. Okay. So look, I'll basically just like to just confirm. There's a couple of points that these guys have made that were interesting and it grabbed my ear. I liked Raj's theory about there being no stream at all. I like that because realistically speaking, why do you have to target your music to the mainstream or the Indian stream or the Punjabi stream? You target your music to the music that you make. Do you see what I'm saying? And in regards to these guys saying there's no good Asian rappers out there, I don't want to swear on the show, but that's a whole load of guys. Because do you know why? I'll tell you that. The reason why I say that is because there's a lot of talent out there, but it's not put into the right commercial light. And because you've got people like, obviously, you know, you're comparing, you got to understand this, you're trying to compare Asian rappers to Nas and these people that have got massive commercial sort of success. You heard, I'm sure Raj has heard of a guy called Immortal Technique.
Of course.
Why is it that Immortal Technique has got less exposure than Nas? I think, in my personal opinion, he's a better rapper.
He hasn't.
But hold on a second. Hold on. Let me finish. Right, he's not going to let me finish. But go on.
He does worldwide tours all over the place. He might not have the commercial, exposure that someone like Drake gets, but he's massively
compared to Nas. I'm making a point here, so allow me to finish my point before you cut in. What I'm trying to say is that if you have Nas versus Immortal Technique, I think even in this room, or if you did a survey outside, 9 out of 10 people will know who Nas is, and maybe 1 out of 10 will know Immortal Technique. Totally and my reason for that, what I'm trying to explain to you here is, my opinion, what I'm trying to sort of put across here, it's not even an opinion, it's pretty much factual. If you say to me that there's Asian rappers out there, and you're trying to compare those rappers to these rappers, then, do that. Where are the Asian rappers? You guys don't know where they are. So it's a bit, I think it's a bit disrespectful for anyone to say that the Asian rap scene is rubbish and these guys aren't good and there's no one actually there. They haven't got the talent. When you haven't been exposed to that talent, if you haven't actually gone out to search for the talent.
Who said Asian rap is rubbish? Who said Asian rap is rubbish?
Can I make a point, though? Can I make a point?
Well, go on.
If you go back to what I said I'm a connoisseur of rap. So for me, I know exactly who Mortal Technique is. Right. I know extremely well who Mortal Technique is.
Right.
Yeah.
But you got to remember, anyone who's a connoisseur of rap will know him. What I'm saying is, a connoisseur of rap doesn't know. I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I can sit there and listen to the guys and be like, yeah, you know what? This guy's deep. He's cool and this.
I get you. I totally get you.
And maybe he hasn't been given the right chance or given the light to really shine.
Can I just make a quick point there? I love that whole connoisseur thing because, unfortunately, being a connoisseur of rap and being an Asian artist don't go, because connoisseurs in rap, in Asian music, because the industry is so small, you won't get those people exposed. Do you see what I'm saying?
Didn't you have a huge issue with like Tiger Style on social networking? And,
yeah, because I got, to be honest with you, I don't know why it is, but mainly I seem to be getting a lot of hate from Asian male artists, typically from the geographical region of Birmingham.
But why do you think that is?
These guys have got nothing better to do than go online and basically de-ramp other artists. That's what it is. And unfortunately,
you should take it as a compliment, really. I think because whenever you've got a hater,
of course,
you've probably got 1,000 fans.
I said that to Sanyya earlier.
So you should wish for 1 million haters. You might have 100 million fans.
Of course. I mean, I'll give you an example here, right? Now, Z Urban Vibes, he's coming on here being very political. He's got some good points he's making, but he didn't make the points about. He's recently, Z was involved in a bit of controversy where he's highlighted myself as an artist, but he's not actually commented on me as an artist. He's commented on me as my dress sense. Let me finish, mate. Let me finish.
I haven't heard your material.
He's not. Well, why would you comment on someone? Hold on.
The reason being, the reason being is quite simple.
No. Let me finish, mate.
Let's just do one person at a time.
Okay,
you finish your point and then
you have to allow me to finish my point.
Yeah.
You've made a comment on an Asian music artist and seeing them at the actual award ceremony, BritAsia Music Awards. Okay, these are facts. I'm stating facts here. If you want to go back on your word, that's fine. Because lots of people have probably seen you post that. And then you highlighted and tagged me, Roach Killer, and ADH in the actual post. Now, I thought, okay, cool. I get a lot of hate online from guys. I'm like, fair enough. Let's see what this guy's got to say. But it was just so interesting to me that the only comments that this guy had to say were against dress sense and not music. He just admitted to you that he's not heard any of my songs. So why would you, in your right mind, make a comment against an artist and de-ramp them and put them down to that level when you don't even know what the music's about? It's attitudes like that that aren't allowing us to progress to the mainstream. That's what it is.
No, it's not. It's quite simple. The reason I made comments like that is because I can. And the reason...
Okay, so here we go.
Okay, let him finish now.
And the reason because I can is I like to engage in debate, with people who are, I'm on about debate here now. I'm not on about making comments. I can make comments. People can make comments to whoever they want, whenever they want. They can back them. They can backtrack. They can hide. They can do whatever they want. I'm not interested in that. If I've got something to say to someone, I will say it to them. I had an opinion. Opinions, based on fact, based on false. That's your interpretation individually, right? The fact of the matter is, the reason I said what I said is because I can. That I like to engage in serious debates with people who are relevant, who are going to, who bring a relevant argument
why
to the
would
culture.
you single them out?
Actually, if you're going to bring a relevant argument to the culture and it's going to help Asian artists and the Asian industry forward, there isn't anyone in this room right now, probably apart from Notorious Jack, that I don't know your stuff, but I know that you've been around for a long time. Lightning MC, Encore Suma is irrelevant to the conversation, to the wider conversation. He's irrelevant to me because what has he done?
But then why would you tag him in a post
I made a comment
and bring attention to it?
Tight T-shirt with a pretty boy thing on there that doesn't sell. He's not making any money from it. He's got a 9-to-5 job. Do you know what I mean? Like this, you take it personal, take it, but I ain't bothered. I'll say what I want. You quit. You took a day off work to be here today, so you're not making that much money from the industry that you're in. So that says to me that you're a struggle artist, right? You're struggling right now.
But aren't all Asians struggle artists?
Can I just say something, Sanyya? Let me answer that question.
PBN isn't struggling.
If you're going to direct stuff at me, let me just quickly answer that back, right? So, number one, I haven't taken a day off. Number two,
I believe differently.
Number two, I've probably made a lot more money out of music than you have. Number three,
guarantee that's wrong.
My hits by lyric, if you say 9 out of 10 people, hi, wanna give this a try, 007, I'm a lyrical spy.
I'd laugh at that lyric.
By, float like a butterfly, sting like a Punjabi. Right, that lyric, yeah?
But then
it's
people
famous,
could say,
right?
if you see La La Po, Lamborghini Diablo, Emmett and Tricks have been doing that for years and living off that for years.
Hold on a second, you just said a minute ago you don't know anything about my music, you're not seeing
I
the
just
video.
quoted Emmett and Tricks lyric. I just quoted Emmett and Tricks lyric.
This guy is contradicting himself. I mean,
no, I've just quoted, listen to what I'm saying, listen to what I'm saying. I've just quoted you Emmett and Tricks lyric. Right, because it's a quotable, right? Hip hop, any rap song has got quotables in there.
What's that got to do with Lamborghinis? Why did you say Lamborghini?
Because you're just spouting off some of your lyrics here, but I just said to you, I didn't say Ipsy Dixie La La Po.
Did I say Lamborghini?
But you can say it to any Asian person who'll know who Mets and Tricks is.
Hold up, did I say Lamborghini in any of my lyrics?
All right, guys, listen.
You stop me, man. You stop me. If you're going to bring a relevant argument to the table, make it relevant. Don't come up with irrelevant.
Wait, angry. Let's keep this composed.
We're just completely going off by Z. The question was
You've done nothing that makes me
calling me irrelevant.
You're irrelevant to the conversation.
Listen,
you are irrelevant to the industry which you're part of, man.
Z, the question was.
I don't even know who you are, bro. I don't even know who you are. I don't think anyone in this room knows who you are.
I don't care. The people that I work with know who I am.
Well, who are the people that you work with? Because I don't know any of the people that you work with.
Because you're not part of that circle, bro. So
yeah, the thing is, you can't come into the
BritAsia doesn't play your song anymore. You got 150,000 gay hits on your channel.
That you know more about Asian music.
Bro, you're a struggle artist. Just accept it.
Calling me a struggle artist.
You're a struggle artist.
So what
you're struggling.
Who's heard of you?
You wanted to come on here because...
Who's heard of you here? Lightning MC. Encore Sumal, I've made hits. I've got hits the back. I made a track with Notorious Jack. It was the biggest track of 2006.
2006.
How is that a struggle artist?
Bro, who was alive in 2006? Who made Ja Rule was big in 2006. Where's he now? He's just come out of jail. Irrelevant. He's not relevant to the rap equation right now. He was great back in the day. He had his hits. Same with Bala Sagoo. He was great in 1991. 1992 he was great. He's irrelevant now. You made a song in 2006. It was great. Congratulations to you. Right now, you're irrelevant, bro. Right now, you're irrelevant.
I can see through the anger and the hatred that you're
guys,
coming
let's
out
get back
with.
on topic. Let's
because
you can go back and forth. You go back and forth like
hold on,
a tennis match all day like this.
You say hatred, but hatred.
You're making yourself look stupid,
You've got nothing for me to hate on. You're a struggle artist,
man. You're just making yourself look stupid because you're not making relevant points.
Okay. I'm not making relevant points, but you're irrelevant. There's a difference.
Listen, wait,
Ankur,
let me take this off you 1 second. Okay, just coming back, and I'll give this back to you.
All right, cool.
My question was about the hate that stems within the industry, and especially amongst Asians. Anytime there is somebody on the way up, there is 100 people trying to pull you down.
On this point.
You go first.
And Raj, you are in mainstream. Does that happen to you?
No, because I'll tell you something. It's very wrong of you, I think, Sanyya, to say that Asians would hate on other Asians. Yes, don't get me wrong. Typical Asian mentality, which is
What have you got that I need to hate on?
happened there, it just
What have
happened
you
there.
got that I need to hate on though? Really? You
Guys,
got nothing.
if you don't mind, I'd like
you
to-
got
I
a
like-
Pretty
I
Boy
like to-
t-shirt
Can
that
I-
doesn't
can
sell.
we
You
just
got one
listen
song
to
with
a-
150,000
Wait, see,
hits.
1 second,
You know,
one
you can't
second,
rap.
Raj.
Your production was off key. You've got nothing.
1 second. I just need to hear what Raj is saying.
Sorry, bro. I apologize.
No worries. What I was going to say was basically, I know what you're saying when you say Asians hate on Asians, because sometimes you get a guy opens up a shoe shop, is doing great, and you might get an Asian opens up a shoe shop right next to him. You know what I mean? You get that, but at the same time, let me have a look. It'd be easy for me to hate on a guy like Amir Khan. Very easy it could be. I'd be like, well, look, you know, he's like me, one of the best in the world at what he does, sort of thing. He gets paid millions every time he steps in the arena. What do I get paid? But I don't. I think he's an inspiration. I think he's great. He's now, instead of working for other promoters, set up his own promotions
Yeah, but
team.
Raj, the sports, Asians in sports is much smaller. You have a lot less Asians being
Well,
super successful in sports
yeah.
than you do in the music industry.
Bottom line is, if you're out there in life and you're hating on people, that means you've got way too much spare time and you're not focusing. You're not on your own grind. You're not working on your own talent, you know? Because
Right.
at the end of the day, there's an old saying, hard work does beat talent. But there's no harm in having both.
I don't know if that really applies to the Asian music scene, though. I mean, I don't know if...
There is talent. There is talent there. I don't want to say there's no talent. It's just that it hasn't come to my attention, if you know what I mean. It
And
hasn't
that's
come.
my point exactly.
And I'd really like the guys to come
somebody
to my
like yourself
attention
who's
and I
into
can go out
mainstream
and
music,
support
right?
them and,
Listen,
you know?
there's people like Rackstar, talented, right? People like Swami Barakas, talented. People like Taz, talented. People like Steel Bangles, talented. These are talented individuals, you know, and they're making their own moves. Like, I think Jazz Dami, you know, he's great. You know, he's starting to break boundaries. You know, he's done a record with French Montana. You know,
Really?
so- yeah.
Oh, wow.
You know, so you know, they're doing. But see, this thing, you've got to be about relevancy. You've got like Rackstar. Is he going the way that he could go?
So what you're doing is you're typically putting down Asian artists. You're an Asian
you're
person yourself.
misunderstanding
Stop
the point
acting
here.
black
You're
and just basically
misunderstanding the
realise
point.
that you're not black. You're not black.
misunderstanding the point.
You're an Asian guy,
You're-
and you should be pushing Asian artists. You shouldn't be
Why should I?
disrespecting
Why
people.
why should I?
Why? For you to say to me I'm irrelevant and tag me in one of your posts
to the
and
industry,
say-
you mean you're irrelevant?
No, hold up, mate. If I'm irrelevant to the industry, why did you take time out of your busy schedule to tag me in that post? Because I'm
I
not
can.
irrelevant.
Why
You
can't
knew
I?
who I was. And
Because
do you know
I
what the
can.
worst thing is? Do you know what the worst thing is? All these internet people. He's saying he's not a keyboard warrior. This guy is the biggest internet keyboard warrior in the world. I said to him, you know, he put a
Come on,
post
guys, let's
up on
keep
the
it
internet.
civil and
Hold
stay
on,
on
no,
topic.
Raj, just let me finish here because this
Go,
guy's
go.
got something to say. So I just want to basically make sure that everybody understands what you know, an impressive guy this guy is. So he's basically put out a post, right? I then replied to his post saying, oh, there's so many snakes on Facebook. They saw me at the awards yesterday. Why is it that the day after the awards they tagged me in a post on Facebook instead of coming up to me to my face? And then I said that to him. Then he started private messaging me like a little girl. And I'm just saying to you, bro, I'm not interested in your private messages. When I see you, you can talk to me then. That's all I said to him. And now he's turned up 3 hours late for the show because he's probably scared to come down to the show because I'm going to be here. I don't really know what his reason was turning up 3 hours late to the show, but you know, it's simple. At the end of the day, I'm saying this very simply. If you can't make valid, justified comments, don't talk. It's as simple as that, mate. It's as simple as that.
Think
You
we
calling
went to-
someone irrelevant, right, shows that you have no education and you're trying to act black. And you're trying to be...
Wait, no, come on. You
No,
can't.
hold
First of all, just because somebody doesn't listen to Asian music doesn't mean they're trying to act.
No. He is rejecting his own people, so he's acting black.
He's not
What else
rejecting
he's
his own
rejecting?
people.
What?
He's calling people irrelevant. When you call someone
no, no.
irrelevant...
I was backing you on that.
you're
Yeah,
dissing
the
people.
beef that you guys have between
And he's
each
calling
other.
himself not being a hater. He's from Birmingham. He's involved in the Asian music scene. He's a typical demographic of hater for Onkar Sumao and Lightning MC. This guy
Look,
represents haters
let's keep it,
all around
let's keep it to a
Birmingham.
debate
This
and
guy.
not a personal thing. Let's keep it on the topic of music and
That's
and,
fine.
and what
I'm happy
it is.
to keep it on topic. But then you got to tell this guy to stop talking about irrelevant answers
Okay,
and
let's
stuff. If I'm
let's be a
irrelevant,
little bit more civil. Come on.
And then Onkar, you've
man,
got
you've been
wait,
done.
wait.
You've been done. You may as well go home now, mate.
You've got to stop saying that just because somebody's not into Asian music, they're trying to act black. Because that I don't agree with. I don't agree with that. That doesn't make any kind of sense to me.
I'm not saying that just because he's not into Asian music, he's trying to act black. He's trying to act black because what he's trying to say is that, you know, all these wonderful rappers out there in the mainstream, all these wonderful rappers out there in the
No,
rest of
he's
the world.
mentioned quite a few
and
Asian artists that he was impressed with.
What was the comment that he made before that? He said that, no, there's no Asian rappers that are really any good. That's what he said. He said there's no one in there. When you asked Raj about Nas and all that sort of stuff, and Nas was talking about it, he's pretty much backing him. He was right in there. He was licking
Z also mentioned the fact, well, you know, you guys have private beef, and I get
No,
this.
that's fine.
However,
That's
he
fine.
never said that there was no talent in the Asian scene. He said that there might be a lack of motivation, and he mentioned some artists that he thought that he
When we were
respected.
talking about Asian rappers, both of these two, right, said that Asian rappers that are good don't exist. That's what they said. And then he started licking Rackstar, Taz, and these people on camera saying that they're good. So how can you go and contradict yourself from saying at one point there's no good Asian rappers and then go on f***ing people and saying that they're good. My point is there are good Asian rappers, okay? There's a lot of good Asian rappers, and there are Asian rappers that will eventually make it through. But the quantities of those Asian rappers won't make it through as much as the English and the black people, because if you look at it, we're in England, we're in Britain, there's more black people and white people here. In Canada, America, there's more black people and white people there. So the percentages already, you're at a disadvantage, right?
That's a simple big time. But there's one kid who spins all of that on its head, a kid like Eminem. You know what I mean?
But he's white. There's loads of white rappers out there that are doing well.
Not at that.
Not doing it the way he's doing it.
Do you know Shotty Horror? Do you know Shotty Horror? Do you know anything about battle rap and sort of Don't Flop and all that sort of stuff?
But I like the battle rap from the time of like KRS One time. But I mean, recently, no. I mean, there's not as much of it that I've seen. Like, you know, it's, well, more than anything, it hasn't been presented. You know, from
that's what I'm saying, Rod. I actually
um,
respect what you're saying, because you're saying it like a bunda, and you're actually saying stuff which is actually relevant.
Thank you.
This guy is just basically saying, you know, that this person's irrelevant and writing people off.
Can I just ask you for a favor?
Right.
Can I take my show back? See, obviously we have you on here for a reason. You are credible. You know a lot about mainstream. We've got you, Raj, here because you've been able to
for me, this is fun. I've never done something like this.
You've been able to break through the mainstream.
This is great. I feel like I'm on the Jerry Springer show.
Yeah, kind of, sort of, you know, break through and do this. And Z, you can't say that there is a lack of motivation behind people not wanting to break through.
Start, I don't know what that motivation is.
Right.
That motivation for someone who's in the Asian industry who wants to break into the mainstream, they've got to have a motivation to want to do that. That's what I said.
So basically, it's just there's a lot of hard work involved, and we are just not prepared to put that hard work in. As
listen, people work hard, man. I mean, Encore Suman, for all his irrelevance, he worked hard on his. He works hard on his stuff. You know, he works hard on his stuff. He puts time and effort in, right? He puts blood, sweat, and tears. You've got a concept. To bring a concept into life isn't easy, right? But you know, if you're gonna come, if you're gonna come with an irrelevant argument and say KRS-One, these people, he mentioned some guy called Shotty Horror. He's a battle rapper. Battle rappers aren't commercial rappers. I'm led to believe this conversation is about people in the Asian music industry, which is a small bubble, right? Who want to break out of that bubble and then go into something like, which are accessible to, selling millions of records worldwide and having nationwide tours worldwide. Now, that's what I class as mainstream. There's people, there's thousands and thousands of rappers who are black, who are white, who are struggling to make it.
I've been listening to the show and that. I mean, first thing, I don't know, maybe I'm on a different wavelength to everyone else here, but, you talk about motivation. What motivation do I have? I'm a Punjabi artist. I've got no aspirations to be listened to by Joe Blogs, in London or in America.
I respect that, bro.
Yeah, no, hear me out. My objective of when I make music is to promote our culture. Mm-hmm. I don't care if the white man or the black man listens to my music. I don't care if I'm going to be doing songs with Jay Sean or 50 Cent, all these mainstream people. All I care about is promoting our Punjabi culture, and I'm doing that. I put my music out there as long as I get the little kids out there learning their Marboli. That's my objective. So when you talk about motivation, I'm just as motivated as anybody else, brother. Hear me out. I'm as motivated, but I'm motivated in a different angle. I don't care about being on top of the pops like Naughty Boy. Yeah. That's the thing.
Like I said right at the start, brother. I said what individuals' motivations that's an individual thing. It's a very personal thing. For what you're doing, if you've got no aspirations to do that, man, my hat's off to you. From what I understand of your history and your backlog, you're quite reputable. You've got a long-standing footing in the Bhangra and the Punjabi scene. I can't disrespect that at all, because you've got the longevity behind you. You've got that piece behind you. But this whole conversation was about Asians in the mainstream. So, if you're happy, like I said at the start, people are, comfortable. If your motivation is to make music and, promote the Punjabi culture to the people who listen to your music, what you're doing that's wrong. You're doing absolutely nothing wrong. You're doing well in what you're doing. And if that's your motivation, I can't argue with that.
Yeah, that's I say. Just one other point as well. And fair enough. But about how we're talking about irrelevancy as well. I think I hear what you're saying. Artists do become irrelevant, like. Ja Rule, for example, he was massive in 2006 and he's nowhere now. But from acorns to oak trees, this guy, he may be irrelevant today, but tomorrow he might come out with the biggest song since sliced bread. So you've got to give people a chance. And I know what you're saying. And you're quite an objective guy. You've got your opinions, fair enough. But with someone like this guy here, you can't write him off. Sometimes people write off Imran Khan, for example. Yeah. He's not a great vocalist. I'm a producer. Now I'll tell you straight, Imran Khan can't sing. but he's a very popular artist. You know,
That's what I'm
he's a
saying.
world
It's not
artist. He's
always
probably
down to talent, right? It's not always down to talent.
Because if I sat there when he first sang, I said, "Who's this geezer?" You know, this guy's and I went on social media when he's a nobody. You know, that for me that would be a very small-minded thing to do. I wouldn't do that because at the end of the day, talent shines through in many ways, and sometimes just give people a chance. Give this guy a chance, maybe he'll be big.
When have I'll ask you directly, what have I said to you about your music? What have I said to you about your music?
Nothing. That's my whole point. That's my whole point. There's nothing about
stop there. I've not said anything about your music. So how? Because I made a flippant comment. You go to anyone who's relevant or who's successful. Look at their Twitter feed. You look at their mentions. They're going to get people who say negative things about them. It says if I say something negative about Raj Hundal, that you're a pool player. Judging by his response, I would gauge what type of individual that is. Now, for example, if I said, "Listen, you're pool," you said, "You know what? Come and play me for a tenner. If you beat me, I'll accept that." There's a way of responding.
And he would say that.
Do you know what I mean?
No, I wouldn't say a tenner. You can't get me on the telephone a tenner.
So hold on.
Hold on. That's what I'm saying. It all depends. Hold on a second.
Oh.
It depends how people respond. People, you've been sitting here for how long saying what you're saying about
Right.
me. It doesn't faze me because you're irrelevant to me. And this is not disrespectful to you personally, bro. Listen to what I'm saying a second. You're irrelevant to me. Nothing you say or do will affect my income. And nothing you say or do will affect what I'm doing in my work life. Nothing you say or do.
I think it will, bro.
What I say
to be honest with you, more people know about you now that you've had an argument with me.
No, I'm not getting an argument with you. I don't argue with fools. But what I'm saying
Calling me a fool. All right, that's very mature.
What I'm saying is there isn't nothing.
Very mature.
You have no bearing on what I do for my living.
What are you? Are you what? Tony Montana? What are you? Who are you, bro?
I don't have any
I don't know
bearing
who
on
you
what
are.
you do, do I? I can say whatever I want to you.
We-
Right? I can say
No,
whatever I want to anyone
opinions
in
and
this room.
opinions.
Stick to what
He's,
we're talking
he's
about.
talking like he's a mafia
Yeah,
gangster.
but
or
you
something.
don't have
what
to
I'm
get
saying-
so
what I'm saying
personal,
is
right?
you're
Alright, anyway,
you're not
look,
listening.
I'm going to
right?
answer what he's just said now.
No,
Okay.
I've not finished what I'm
No,
saying.
because it's irrelevant. I'm not interested. I'm not
let him
interested in what
finish
you
what he's
got.
saying, please.
Go on,
Let him
go on.
finish what he's saying.
I'll give you your 5 minutes
we're
of fame.
on
Go on.
BritAsia. You need the exposure more than me. I don't even need to be here. I was invited to come on here. I found out you were going to be on here, so I thought it'd be a laugh. Right, that's why I'm here. I
Right.
don't need to be here. You need the exposure. I don't. This is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Notorious Jack made he made a great comment. Give these people a chance. I've not given you a chance. You've talked yourself into stupor. Right? I could put up the stuff that you've said online, and you've made yourself look stupid.
did.
I've had people.
You did.
I've had people.
You did. Not you could. You did.
No, but I could do it to a
Nothing
wider
happened.
audience.
I'm
People,
still
you
here.
can put my Twitter feed up. They can at me. I'll happily send it to a much wider audience. But that will do you more of a favour. Now, there's two ways people.
Yeah.
There's two ways
Okay.
people can address any kind of conflict. They can address it flippantly, or they can address it aggressively. Right? If I said to Raj, like I said 10 minutes ago, I think you're pool. I'll play you for a tenner, and if I win, he could, address it one or two ways. You went that other way. So it's like me giving you a fish hook, and you thought, right, I'm going to bite. I gave you something to bite on. Whether you bit on it or not, that's your choice. If you wanted to come at me, you came at me. If I'm irrelevant, why did you come at me? That's what I'm saying to you. You don't have no need to. To you, I'm unknown. To you, I'm irrelevant. You came at me. You were the one being a keyboard warrior also. So don't sit there and tell me.
So you're admitting you're a keyboard warrior. Nice one.
No, it was.
Okay.
But you called him that.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm
No,
using
but
your words against you.
I'm not a keyboard warrior.
If you want to engage this, let's engage it directly. Is what I'm saying to you, right? So it was your choice. I didn't make you respond.
Okay.
You bit, right? Now because you bit, it made you
Z,
look a
why
certain
did
way.
you put the bait out there?
Why not?
Just a little bit of fun?
Why not?
Just
Why
a
do
little
people
bit of
do it all
fun.
the time?
Okay,
If we're going to be
obviously
real,
he's come at me with all this stuff. Can I have my chance to
No,
talk
no,
now? 'Cause you're
let's
changing the
just
topic
be
now.
real.
You're changing
Hold
the
on,
topic.
No, but now this is
Why-
becoming
why-
this is becoming the Z and Encore Hunger Beef show, and that's
This
not what
is
the
not
topic
Bangor
of
beef.
this
This
is
is not
about.
Bangor
It is-
beef. I totally respect. I've got what Notorious Jack said. I listen. I can't disagree with it at all. Give the guy a chance. Everyone needs a break. I've not said nothing about this guy's music.
Yes,
From
you
what
did.
I kn-
Yes, you did.
From what
Would
I
you
know,
want me to quote you? You did.
Go ahead.
Would you like me to quote you?
Quote me.
How can an artist with Notorious's name, it was something along the lines of basically comparing
can't
his name
quote
to
me then. Something
Notorious
along the
B.I.G.
lines, it's not
Notorious
quoting.
B.I.G. That's
So
what you're saying.
anyway, Sanyya, let's move on.
Yeah,
because
but
this
can I just answer what this guy's saying?
nowhere,
So
man.
he's
This
just
is
come
going
on.
nowhere.
Nobody knows who he is, right? Z Urban Vibes. So someone give this guy some promotion, give him some website. It doesn't really.
He's on here because he is credible. He's not on here because
Yeah, but
he
he's
told him
sitting
off
there
the street.
talking. He's sitting there talking rubbish about Asian music artists and basically putting them down, degrading them, hating on them. And he's saying that he can basically put posts out like that. What? Why not? Why not put posts like that? If you're a part a representation of the media, are you supposed to be helping Asian artists?
No, you're supposed to have.
Or are you supposed to be dissing
supposed
people
to be
down?
critical. You're supposed to have an opinion. This is
Opinion.
we're on
An
a
opinion
platform
on
right
music,
now.
my friend. An opinion on music. Opinion on music.
No,
Not on
it's
not on
an
anything
opinion.
else.
It's an
Not anything
opinion.
else.
Kanye West is out there right now on a worldwide tour. Started 2, 3, 4 days ago, and people are talking about what he looks like. He wears a mask
Right.
on stage, right?
Okay.
He wears, he's wearing Red October 2s. People want to know what trainers when his trainers are coming out. So it's not just about the music, my friend. It's more, like I said, it's a whole package. So it's a product. If you've got a product that sells and you want people to buy into it, from what I understand, you don't just by from the comment that I made online, which is you in your tight t-shirt with your pigeon chest out is what I said, right? This is what I said. It was a comment I made of what I see.
How is that relevant to music? How is that relevant to music?
It's relevant to your culture, though, isn't it? It's
Do you know
relevant
what?
to the industry
in
that you're
essence,
in.
right?
It's
Everyone at
relevant.
home can view this.
I'm
I think I'm better dressed than you today.
if we can move
Wait,
on,
hold up,
because
hold up, hold up.
this is going nowhere
Wait,
now.
wait, this really
Hold
is
up a
going
second.
nowhere.
This is going
You know,
nowhere.
it's
This is
just
going
getting
nowhere.
crazy.
You can just let me say something. In my opinion, I think I'm better dressed than you, and we can obviously let the fans make their own choice.
But
Do
you
know what I mean?
paid for your clothes. I get brands to give me my clothes.
What are you talking about? This is my own clothing line.
Yeah,
You
but
don't
you
even
paid
know.
for it.
There's no point talking rubbish when you don't know anything about
it. You paid for it. You paid for the production, right?
I can pay for. I can purchase clothes. I can get them given. What? So you're basically admitting that you get free stuff, and
Yeah,
you're proud
exactly.
of that.
Why
Oh,
do
well
I get
done.
free stuff?
All right, well
Going
done,
back to
bro.
the first thing I
Hey, do
made,
you know
it's not
what?
what you
I'll
know,
get
it's
you
who
one of
you
these
know.
T-shirts. You can wear it, man. It's
I
free.
don't want to.
Take it free, man.
Nah, it's all right.
Nah, of course you don't want, innit? Because
Nah.
obviously you just talk rubbish all day long.
Nah.
Look, listen, mate. I'm not interested in what you got to say.
Then why respond to me in the first place?
All I'm
Come
saying
on,
to you
man.
right now-
Oh,
all
mate.
I'm saying to you right
mate,
now-
mate, your irrelevancy's been stupid, man.
You're talking.
Listen.
Is it me or is this guy delusioned? Seriously, is he delusioned or is it just me? Because seriously, this guy is just talking rubbish. You're talking about this and that and this and that, but why would you make a comment on an artist when it's not related
To
to
me,
their
you're not
music?
an artist because you're irrelevant. But my opinion. End
I
of.
make music.
My
I'm an
opinion.
artist.
Wait,
End
guys,
of.
That makes you look
wait,
stupid.
Ankar,
No, it's
Mona has something
my
to say.
opinion makes me look stupid because you disagree with it.
Yeah, but Z, I have to say something. If he is so irrelevant, you should not have commented on somebody who has no relevance in your life.
like I said, one, because I can, and two, it depends on how they take the bait.
Okay, I just want to because I can. Okay, basically just to interrupt.
Why can't I though?
Okay, hold on. I just want to basically make my point here. Basically, to do with Asian artists getting into the mainstream. I'm a Punjabi folk singer. I released an album basically 5-6 years ago, and ever since then it's been a bit of a struggle for me trying to get back into the market. And I think for me, even if my next couple of singles make it and they make it big, which I hope they do, for me, I would like to keep it strictly within my Asian market because, like Notorious Jat said, I'm pretty much more about the Punjabi bully, promoting our culture, because I think there's a lot of Asian kind of, growing up kids out there who don't know their kind of Punjabi alphabet or they don't know how to speak Punjabi at home. They're too busy promoting their kind of rap. I mean, no disrespect, I love my rap, I love Tupac, Biggie, but for me, it's more about Punjabi, more about, kind of promoting the, what happens in Punjab, telling the stories that happen in Punjab, and I think that's what's lacking, I think, just generally within, the Asian market at the moment.
I agree with you totally. And see, the beautiful thing about motivation is it can change as you go along.
Absolutely.
Because, like for me, when I was younger, yeah, it was motivation that, I wanted to get my family a house and things like, have a nicer car and, go on nicer holidays and things like that. But once you do that, that's no longer your motivation. And I'm getting to a point in my career where, yeah, it's about the titles, it's about leaving a legacy. But then that's not only with titles, it's about I've got to give back. So within music, and I like Notorious Jat's motivation. That's a beautiful motivation to have.
Absolutely.
It's not about the money.
No.
So he couldn't care less. So to himself, he can't really fail himself as long as he's putting that positive vibe out. Which is, in the end of the day, you know what, we're all going to leave the earth with nothing. But it's nice for somebody to talk about when his career's all said and done, he's an old man, sitting down with his grandkids. Somebody goes, hey, he did a good thing, that guy. He motivated kids to, because we're all first generation born, I think, here, right? We are, right? A lot of our people have lost their roots and culture.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's doing a good thing by, that connect back. Me, I'm so intact. I haven't been in India in the longest time ever for a couple of years. Otherwise, standard, it was when you were a kid, you go for a month
Absolutely.
with the family and all. But I really miss it. I really actually miss it. But that's because I'm intact with my culture and my roots. I love it. I want to go to Punjab and eat saag in the Pind, I'd really
So is that
love to
part
do
of your
that.
motivation too? I mean, doing what you do is part of the motivation to put your roots on the map,
Of course, because see, here's the deal now in sports. I mean, totally off the subject of music. Apparently, we can only play cricket. I like to think a kid like me proves that theory wrong, you know? And I'd like to see more Indians, more our Indians, you know, in the Premier League. And I know we've got like Michael Chopper there, and there's a other couple of kids about doing something. But really, 1, 2, 3 kids out of the thousands that play, that's not right. So
Why do you think that is then?
I mean, there's quite a few reasons, but the main one's going to be is the narrow-minded mentality of the parents. Like,
It's not a
you have
stable
to get your
career,
head in
right?
the books. You have to be a doctor. You have to be a lawyer. And there's nothing wrong with being a heart surgeon or anything. I think that's great. But I like to think if you had a choice, like your daughter turned out to be a heart surgeon or she could be Serena Williams, I'd take Serena Williams. You know what I mean? There's a bit more prestige to that. There's something... So that's something that is going to last forever. But then again, that's, you know, that's mentality now.
Yeah, I mean, every parent wants their children to be, you know...
Education is important, don't get me wrong.
Have a stable career.
I've got an education in business and finance, so in a way, I know when promoters are robbing me and when they're not, you know? Or at least I like to think I've got a educated opinion on it.
Well, just to be clear, we have you on here because it's kind of inspiring. You know, you don't find an Asian pool player. It's really unconventional, and hopefully people watching us will think, you know, if he can do it, I can do it. And on that note, we're going to take a short break, and I will be back in a minute.